the Vidphone show. Taking a look. All right, we're all get set to go. We're also live on Facebook, on YouTube. So a very good evening to everybody looking into this video, whether it's live, whether it's going to be recorded. Today's topic, we thought on the Vidphone show that we should discuss the 3 inside secrets on remote sales, right? So, one of the most important things today is remote sales, right, for every business. So, what I thought is today we'll put together this module, share your thoughts as well. Feel free to drop some comments if you have, your own views. But most importantly, these are just learnings, things that we find, that we have found in the process. And, let's see what I got. So I'm just going to share my screen here. Okay, so today's topic, right? So 3 inside secrets on remote sales. Let's first do a quick introduction about myself, about what what I do, so that you get some kind of a context. My name is Jagat. I'm the CEO at Vidphone. Vidphone is, we're a video communications company. Our focus really is how do we help, businesses grow. And we have a special focus on entrepreneurs and startup founders. And, for the past 10 years, we have had a great run at our company, Crave, which is the parent company. For the past 10 years, our work has spanned social commerce, in the early days of 2010-11, and after that, digital agency business for a while. And that really was our training ground, right? So I think we did a lot of wonderful projects around digital consulting, digital transformation, enterprise application development, and a lot of very, very cutting edge digital marketing. And that kind of got me into thinking, what's the big differentiator, right, for businesses. Working with some of the top brands, I realized that the difference between 1 and 2 in any sector is very, very small most times. There's very little difference in terms of what they offer, but what matters is really the customer experience, right? And when I looked at customer experience, it was very clear to me that the future of customer experience is going to be video. And this was, of course, back in 2016, and that's when our early work started around video communications technology. And we've taken all our experience working with some of the largest brands, around the planet, and taken also the knowledge that we have built in video communications. And today, the intersection of video and business is really what's critical, right? And that's similar, almost synonymous to remote sales today. And so that's a quick introduction about what we're doing here. And let's look at why 3 insider secrets, right? Why are we calling this insider secrets? Firstly, that today, be it investments, be it our customers, we close everything today remotely, right? We're basically on video. In fact, we use our own platform to do all of that. And why is it an insider secret? It's because, well, I'm an insider, right? I know, we know a fair bit about how remote work is happening, and this has always been our vision. 2021, we're going to see really the growth of remote sales. 2020, it was a very sudden thing. I think everyone had to quickly adapt and scramble for whatever solutions were available. But I think now this year onwards, you're going to see a lot more stabilization in the whole remote work area. And the reason it's an inside secret, again, I said, is that we have already done this stuff, right? This has already worked for us. For some of the early customers that work with us, it's working for them. And I thought it's the right time to kind of share it out with the entire community, right? So let's get to the very first secret. I call this secret iterative vision, okay? And typically when we look at, when someone says, I have a vision, or anyone has a vision, it's generally kind of written in stone, right? Of course, by the nature of life, things vary, things may change and evolve. But people don't start with the intention of saying that I'm going to start doing this and then it's going to keep changing. And I think that's very powerful, right? And especially when you look at 2020, what has happened around the whole pandemic. it really questions a lot of fundamentals around how the world runs, and how are we kind of ready for another event. Hopefully it won't happen, but I think that's being extremely hopeful, right? uh, Things are going to change. I think in the very beginning, you can see that the coronavirus pandemic is not a new thing. It's just the scale is a lot bigger. There have always been similar, the similar virus causing other places, right? Like SARS, MERS, other issues. It's just that they have been little more localized. This is a globalized problem. So, uh, and if you look at the time spans of how they repeat, you'll see that every 3-4 years there is something going on somewhere in the world, and it won't be surprising if in 2025 or even before that we see another more catastrophic pandemic, because simply because of history. I hope it doesn't happen, but it's not. We can't just keep hoping for stuff. We got to be ready for the future. And the very first aspect of this iterative vision is the dream. I think when you look at why, if somebody is actually in sales, and this is very important, is that typically you like the process of driving revenue into the organization, uh, and maybe that's the skill sets that you've kind of built up. But I think unless you have a really powerful dream, whatever I say in this whole talk is actually not going to make much sense, right? I think this really comes down to your own individual goals and what you want to do, right? So if you just want to be the way you are, or if status quo is for you, then I think the remaining of this presentation or mind map will be of little use to you. But if you are somebody who really has a dream, and you're saying that, okay, I am at the this particular position right now, wherever you may be, right? You may be just an independent person at home who's starting a business, or you may be, let's say, a sales director at a multinational today in India. If you have a dream of growing 5x, 10x, then I believe that this presentation may make sense. Make that dream. I just say, whatever you have a simple target right now as a salesperson, first you just 5x that right now. And I think that should be the dream that you're probably after, because otherwise you wouldn't need this presentation. This is the very first thing, I think, very important. The first secret: have an iterative vision, and then you 5x your dream, your current status. That's your dream. The second in the iterative vision is what I call commitment. Now, for me, this is probably my 10th year in business, and what I've learned is that there is nothing more satisfying than getting something to happen that you want it to happen, right? And everybody wants that to happen. You always, everybody wants to start a company, do anything, want it to actually come out in a positive outcome. But if you look at reality and life, it doesn't happen many times. And typically, there is one main problem there. It's not talent, it's not availability to resource and stuff like that. It's just commitment. I really think that if you are committed to a point where, it's not external. Like typically, most people's commitments are external. In the sense, if you went to school, you'll remember that not many of us went to school to just to study, right? We would go to school. Can anyone has an idea? Why did we actually go to school, right? We actually say it's because you paid fees, right? Or your parents paid fees, and they wouldn't let you sit at home. So you were actually in a commitment. Similarly, for many people who are probably in a job, maybe not all of them go to office or their job because they love their job, right? They go because why? Because they get a salary at the end of the month or at the beginning of the month. And if you didn't get that salary, then maybe you wouldn't go to office. So that again is an external commitment. Now, when you are doing remote sales, or you're an entrepreneur, or you're a small business owner, no one's paying you anything on this. So why would you do this? Right? So I think being committed to that cause is very, very important. This is also a part of the iterative vision, because if you didn't have commitment, you would not have an evolved second version of your vision or the third version of your vision, right? Because it would just get over in the very first step, and like 95% of businesses, you're shut down. So the second is commitment, to be able to implement the second and third versions of what you do, even if you don't get rewarded for that. And I think that's really important. Uh, the third, and this is the last point on iterative vision, is something that's quite closely related, and it's called continuous improvement. Uh, I didn't come up with continuous improvement. Obviously, it's a concept. Maybe Kaizen also is similar, but most times, and I've seen a lot of people around me, and I've actually asked them, what do you use in your work, like in terms of the tech. Uh, a lot of times, you're doing the same thing that you were doing 10 years ago. The skill set you picked up 10 years ago is what you are actually even working on today. Now, let's zoom out a little bit and try and understand if that makes sense. Right? It's kind of difficult because the world is changing very fast, and the whole world is evolving. I think at this stage you should be learning a lot more, and having continuous improvement as one of these elements is very critical. And how do you measure this? How do I measure it? Uh, Typically, I look at 5-year spans. I think it's reasonable for me to think that way, and I found it to be comfortable. And but that's at a macro level. But make sure that every year almost there's something new we're doing, and it's an improved version of what you were doing the last year. I think having that is very important. It's like I think Elon Musk said, let's throw startup showers or instead of birthday showers, right? So I think when you have a birthday uh, or a new year, when you make a resolution, you need to make one resolution every year, which is to learn or to improve maybe a little bit more that year. So this is the first secret. I think it's iterative vision, to think and to understand that remote sales is not ending here. It's the beginning. And over the next 3 to 5 years, you will learn the actual art and be really successful at it. And the systems around us will kind of evolve for remote sales. So secret number 1 is iterative sales, iterative vision. Now let's look at the second secret that we have. We call it lists to graphs. Now, the word list is I think, especially for salespeople, people in the sales profession, whether you're an entrepreneur, again, whether you're a small business owner, whether you're a sales executive or a large, sales, head of sales somewhere. The list is everything. And I think when you mean list, we know that it's a prospect list, some kind of a list that you can engage with. And today, things, the way I look at a lot of our data, and when I look at how companies are evolving, we think more and more in terms of graphs. And that's, I think, an extremely critical component now to remote sales, because again, it's kind of tied to the first secret of iterative vision and continuous improvement. So it's not just about having a database one time. It's about how you can actually make that into a graph and see how it works. Let's first look at the importance. Why is it important to think this way? Lists to graphs. The simple thing that I would say is that today transactional sales is dead. I think it died a few years back. Sales is always about a continuous relationship. And the moment you say continuous relationship, or you say it's going to happen periodically, you have multiple data points. With a list, you have only a one-time kind of view or a capture of the whole database. And today, when you think that it's more of a pattern, you're able to get those only in terms of graphs. So I think this is a very important way of looking at prospect lists, customer lists, any kind of a database of people that we're looking at. The second component, now I'll get to the core, the modern list building process. Now, today, at Vidphone, we reach maybe about 100,000 people when we communicate across our lists, email, social, WhatsApp groups, other platforms. And the way this 100,000 are, people that we cater to, and these are people that I think relate with our vision overall. The way we've actually done this is what I'm going to describe, the modern list building process. And I would say that the most important thing of this list building process is tied into your technology. Now, I'll get into the details of that technology a little bit later. But I think the first way to understand it is that it's not a Excel file, and it's really an evolving. You can almost think of it as a graph, as a software actually that's intelligent. So we have a database and a console that we look at very, very closely to monitor and to understand, our customers and our potential customers also. Uh, the modern list building process is something that I will cover a little bit later. So if you stay on till to the end, you probably get a glimpse of that. This is, the modern list building process. The third step in lists to graphs is perpetual nurturing. I think when we look at, again, tied into the transactional sales process, which is a one-time, suppose you are at a new place somewhere, a new city, and you're just there for a day, and you need to buy, let's say, a small condiment. You just go to some random shop, pick up something, pay the money, and get away. Right? So transactional sale. It's a one-time thing. You probably won't do it again. And neither of you have any motivation to actually convert that into a relationship because it's a one-time thing. Now, the future of sales and the future of business, I think transactional sales is dead. Nobody, especially in the digital world, when we build software and SaaS companies, we really don't look at one-time interactions. Our focus is to kind of help our customers really use us day after day after day and over a period of a few years and completely transform their growth trajectory. So perpetual nurturing is the only way that we can actually do that. And by perpetual, I mean like forever. Like there is nothing like a customer today, not customer tomorrow, or you're not a customer today and you're going to be a customer tomorrow. Everybody is part of the Vidphone universe, and it's only a question of degree, right? So I think perpetual nurturing, and the word nurturing again, this is not about conversion, right? We're not here to convert. There is no conversion here. You're doing your thing and we do our thing. And if you find value, the degree of your interaction with us will change. And that will reflect in the graph. So it's as simple as that. And if you find a lot of value with what we do, then eventually, there could be a financial transaction, but that's really secondary. What matters is that you're at state A and you want to go to B, and can the business, be it our business, be it your business, help the customer to go from A to B? And of course, the customer is happy to help you when you do that. So, and that's what we look at as nurturing. So we are always giving out information. If you look at a lot of things, initiatives that we have done in the past, probably 10 months, 6 months, it's with the help of our friends at Thai Bangalore, especially Vijita Shastri and Ashutosh at INQ, and we have Vipul Saini, other people. We're always about knowledge sharing. And I think that's ingrained in our company culture. And I think eventually it's already happening in the Bangalore culture, the Bangalore ecosystem. And I think to be able to perpetually nurture people around you, I think that's a critical aspect of sales today. If you can really help them go from A to B, you will be successful in the sale, I believe. So this is the second secret, the lists to graphs. So summing it up, 3 main points. The very first is which is the importance. The importance is that today transactional sales is dead, and you want to build long-term relationships. And to build long-term relationships, you need to think in terms of a timeline, and that's only possible with the graph, not with the list. The second is the modern list building process. This is an evolved process of actually acquiring, converting, and retaining customers. I wouldn't use the word converting, we're changing that, but I would say really having the customer experience, that is 360-degree customer experience, so that you're always adding value. It's always happening. Similar to let's say the flywheel model, and it's really about adding value, but at the same time, how do you continuously build and also improve the quality of the list, right? So this basically is done by technology, and you'll be getting some insight into that a little bit later. Third point here is perpetual nurturing, very much to do with the secret number 1 of iterative vision. We're always looking at adding value, for a period of time, and when there is enough value given, when the customer goes from A to B and they are successful in that journey, then of course the sales cycle, the sales endeavor is successful. So this is the second secret: lists to graphs. Let's get to the third secret, and this is an open secret. And I said this in the beginning, and I will say this is secret number 3. And I call this 5x target setting. Now, it's always, it's always difficult, one, to hit your targets, and generally we are a little bit below the targets, most people. And again, it depends on where you're setting the target. But my simple thing, or the simple secret now, the open secret, is 5x that number. And the reason I'm saying this, let's come to the importance of 5x target setting. Today we live in very different times. It's very, very different from even a year ago this time in India. And there seems to be a lot of talk about how the country has slowed down. And probably is true. When you have most establishments shut, you're not going to expect too much of economic activity. And this is not only in India, this is obviously around the world. But obviously, according to the data, some people are saying that India has suffered the most. And it may be true, we don't know. But the fact that today we are all looking at a remote sales model, we understand that digital generally improves things by about 10x. Let's take an example. For, let's say, if you are from Bangalore, here in India, how many of us went to the railway station to book a ticket in the olden days? Right? Do you remember the experience? I think it was pretty painful. I think to get to the station is a task. You stand in the queue and then interact with them. I think it was a real pain. And then you had the IRCTC, the online ticket booking in India. Yes, in the beginning, the website was not great. But even though the website was really horrible, I don't think anybody went to the station actually to book a ticket. And it improved the experience of things like 10x. Similarly, let's say you went to the bank in the olden days to withdraw some money with your the bank counter. It was a painful experience. And today you have the ATMs. And I think ATMs have generally improved things at least a factor of 10x. So we are conservative here. So we're saying 5x target setting. And I think keeping this in mind, and because we have already seen this in digital, so it won't be surprising to see a 10x improvement. But let's say there is some variable still there. So we're discounting 50% and saying, okay, 5x target setting. And we have seen this work. I have seen this personally work. We've seen this work organizationally. And I've seen this work, across even our customers earlier, with some of the implementation. So we've taken all of that knowledge and put that into this whole, the Vidphone process as well. So remote sales secret number 3 is 5x target setting. And the simple reason is, again, as I said, digital is 10x improvement, irrespective of what you do. Okay, let me just say this: it's irrespective of what you do. If you are interested in remote sales, you can look at a 5x growth in your target setting. The second is now coming to the process after the importance. Now, if you understand the selling process, it's really about, we all know about the stages, which could be, let's say, the awareness, the interest, and then you have the desire or the the consideration stage, and then finally the action stage or the purchase itself. People have different nomenclatures, but overall, let's say that there is this whole external universe that don't know of your brand, who you're attracting through marketing and other initiatives. And the second stage is really where the interaction between your brand and their brand, that happens. Now, the band or how much interaction depends on the value of the sale and the value of the business. But typically there is a closer interaction. It's not just a high level understanding. They actually get to details. You give them more details. And then is after the initial purchase, right? And you're continuously helping them through their journey. And it's not just a one-time payment many times, but it's a multiple recurring kind of payments, right? So obviously the process is about getting new customers, being able to add a lot of value to them, and then being able to retain them over a period of time, right? And not only help them with probably one solution, but in the future help them with multiple solutions, right? So the process obviously is all about this. This is about how this happens. And when you look at this process, uh, today an entrepreneur or a startup has to rely on multiple tools, on multiple, someone's using Excel, someone's using a CRM, and then you have, webinar software, you have video conferencing software, you have, email marketing campaigns, you have social media ads. It's a real mess. And one of the big reasons that this is so relevant today is, why should things be so hard, right? Why should things be so hard? And the answer is that it's just the way things have been so far. And I'm very confident that this whole push that the whole world has seen towards remote sales, sales becomes just a natural thing, right? It's really about, if you have added enough value to my life, or if I see a lot of value that you add into my personal life or my business life, right? Then obviously things are going to be good. So I think getting that whole process together has been a complete mess so far. So this will be the most important, the process. And the best news is that we have automated this whole thing. With Vidphone today, an entrepreneur can really sit wherever he is, connect with his customers, his potential customers, connect with the teams that he's working with, his own team and other vendors and partners that they work with. And really you have this, what we call the virtual office. And today, now I just probably run you through very quickly this virtual office. And the process is, obviously this is for users of Vidphone. So if you don't have an account, I suggest you go in and sign up, and you get an account. It's basically what the dashboard looks like. It's got your virtual office there. Let me just quickly run you through a tour. Of course, I have my tab running, so it's a kind of glimpse into a virtual office. You have, of course, seats here, just like your office. You can customize this, looking at your floor plans. People can, really, this is a product that we think is something out of our own, missing the office, right? I really miss office, and it was really important for us to be there. And of course, my good friend, my co-founder Akhil, we haven't met in a while, but I think let me take this chance and call him. Akhil, I don't know, I'm live also, and yeah, that's Akhil there. So this is as close as we can get to actually being in office. Akhil, thanks for that timely intervention, and thanks a lot. So you can just call people onto the call. You can add other people in, and of course we got a whole bunch of features here. You have your text chat built in. A lot of other things that are also coming up, right? Some amazing stuff going on there. So this is, of course, one of the tools on Vidphone. The second is, of course, the video meetings, which is what I think everybody today is used to. It's all about saying schedule links today. We have a slightly different approach on this, right? We hate sending schedule links. In fact, I have never sent a schedule link in the past, probably 8 months, right? I just don't understand the concept. And I've always not liked it. Now, what you have with Vidphone is you have your own personalized meeting rooms. And when you look at this, this is really about, let me just pop it up. So this is just a simple, I have one room here, and this is the Vidphone room. And of course, you have options to customize your room into all of these different flavors. You can have a formal setting for your office. You can have a casual business, business casual coffee shop. You can talk on a beach. Let's say if you want to talk some crazy ideas, I think the best place to sit on a beach, right? You can, of course, customize all of this, and you have a single beautiful link that you can actually share permanently. So Vidphone.room/Vidphone, for example, Anybody who talks to me comes to my private link, which is room/Jagat. I'd suggest that you also get your own room, simply because you have an email address, you have a phone number. Now you need a Vidphone ID or a Vidphone link. So this is very, very important because this goes out in all of your collaterals. It's really a wonderful tool for getting people in, to be able to talk to you. And check it out. Now, let me very quickly run you through the couple of other important tools. This is a kind of a breakthrough, or a kind of revolution that we have kind of seen ourselves, right? We call it Vmail. And Vmail is video messaging. We're probably the first in the world to actually have a full-fledged video messenger here. Now, very, very, interesting we felt to have something like this, where I can send very, very quick video notes to whoever I want. And you don't need to always be on scheduled links on calls. So this is where you can just, go and drop a video note, and it goes through, and person actually responds to you. So with Vmail is really the future of video communications technology. It's I believe that like many times when you see a glacier, or sorry, an iceberg in the ocean, about 10% of it is visible to you. 90% is not visible. So I think scheduled meeting interactions like links, synchronous communication is the 10% on top. I think the whole future is going to work on Vmail. And of course, the most, most used part of our whole platform today, which is the webinar system. I think at Vidphone, we're very happy to build this out for our community of entrepreneurs and of marketers to be able to, and our mission is always to empower you to kind of put your vision out and help you spread your word, because it's really important. And that's really hard, right? If you're a big company with a lot of funding, you can probably spend a lot of money on ads and get celebrities to advertise. But as a founder, as somebody who's sitting in a small office or in your house, it's critical for you to be able to reach out and tell people what you're doing, and add value through sessions, through knowledge sharing, and other mediums. So the webinar and live streaming platform is again a critical aspect of this. So this is just the tools. Now, what we are always talking about is remote sales, remote work. Now, work, in my definition, or look at work, let's say in the office, it's really of three things. And I say it's about your tasks, your teams, and your tools, right? So your tasks, your teams, and your tools. Today, I believe that most people have some kind of a task management software that you're using. And again, we're not saying that we won't be catering to that audience, but today we don't have, we think that it's being done very well by a lot of companies, Asana, Trello, or any other platform that you're on. And but what's really missing are the other two things. It's the tools for me to do remote business, and the team or my people. Every remote worker today is very, very lonely. And our focus is to address the teams and the tools for you to be completing your tasks. So you get a clear view of your team, you get your clear view of your contacts, the people who are in touch with you, and all of your tools. So our belief is that the moment you have your tools and your team together, you can actually blow up your tasks, right? Your tasks will just burn right in front of you. I've seen this happen, and the reason I'm saying that today teams and tools are really disconnected remotely is that there's a lot of talk of Zoom fatigue today. It's, I think, no more just news. It's like overall there's a lot of fatigue. And what I hear a lot is that many people have actually not really done as well as they thought they should be doing. And you might have done better, but the news that I hear is that we need to kind of move up really fast. So it is critical to get the teams and the tools in place really for remote work to work. And as I said, the Vidphone office, this is your internal teams and everything that you have, right? All your people and your tools, right in your pocket, and you can basically work from anywhere. And that's really the goal here. You look at, for example, this is the virtual office that the customers, that your potential customers, your people who are interested in your brand can actually visit through a link. And so your webinar would be playing here. You have you can book appointments. The customers can, book appointments with you. They can also drop their business card so you can connect with them. And I think this is right now the only real video touch point in the world for any business. I think today you need to have a video customer touch point. At Vidphone, we're really excited and happy to actually roll this out to the whole community. This is the virtual office, so your webinar would play right here, right? And that's basically your communication out to the community, and then the community connection with you. They could drop their card, they could directly chat with you, voice chat, text chat, video chat, whatever you want. And you can also book appointments. This is really the video customer touch point of the future, and video customer experience, right? This is really the focus. And that's a quick overview of the whole process. So the most important thing that you actually get to is of course something like this. This is a test account of mine, and don't take, it's probably yours can be better than this, but very, very quickly you generate your whole list and everything's automatically done for you, right? And it's a beautiful process. So now when you just sign up on Vidphone, of course the whole platform is available to you as an entrepreneur, as a marketer. So you can go ahead, talk to your reach out to your customers, talk to them through appointments. Then you can connect with your team. Your customers can reach out to you through the office. Well, life's a dream. All I can say is that, right? This is really, if I had to sum up 10 years of entrepreneurship and I had to put it onto a screen, I would say that we're kind of almost there, right? And again, the process is not manual, guys. It's not going to happen. You can't take books or Excel sheets and try and do this. It's not going to work out. You just need to have a technology that just does it for you, right? And so for the process, all I'm saying is get the right technology. This is the critical thing, right? Now, and again, I'm using the word because this is, the very process of sales is about closing. It's always been that way, right? It's about when are you closing the sale? The answer to that for us is always closing. The degree may vary. And I think the moment you have this kind of a process, we are saying that it's really like a video sales funnel for you, right? And a video sales funnel is something that is an obvious, is a kind of must-have for anyone in the remote sales industry. So the secret number 3, very quickly summing up, 5x target setting. Why is it important? Simply because you are doing digital work, and it's by the nature of the game. You look at a 5x increase. In terms of the process equals technology. In fact, I would just type that down right here. Process is technology, and give you a quick glimpse of the whole, of the platform that you can actually use, and always be closing. This is the best thing about remote sales. So I hope you found this interesting, and if you have any thoughts, feel free to share it with me. Very quickly, I'll sum up the 3 secrets. The first is iterative vision. The second, lists to graphs, and the third is 5x target setting. So this has been really the 3 inside secrets, or from me to you. If you found these tricks useful, let us know, and we would really love to hear from you. So with that, I would like to kind of end what I'm saying. I really appreciate the viewers who are here. Thanks. Hi, Vaikunt, Ravi. Thanks a lot also for joining us. Feel free, if you have anything to comment, any points, feel free to kind of reach out. I'm also, of course, I've enabled the raise hand feature. So if you want to kind of come on live, I have very, very less time left, but happy to kind of take you guys if you come in quickly. But actually, I got a rush also. I got another appointment right now, but happy to share all these points with you. If you found it useful, share it with your friends. And till the next episode, till the next session, have a great time. All right. Thanks a lot. Bye.